Hi everyone, my name is Richard Rice. I'm a PGA golf professional. In this video, we're going to be talking about how to stop hitting top shots and thin shots. Stay tuned. So today we're going to be looking at two main causes that I see in my students of why you guys are hitting top shots and thin shots. So one of the main reasons is that you're moving away from the ball with your upper body as your club comes down into impact. Another reason is that your upper body is moving away from the target in the backswing, which gets you kind of stuck behind the ball. The bottom of your arc has moved so far backwards, and you end up hitting the ball with this leading edge here right in the equator. So you hit, a lot of bladed shots, some top shots, and when you're playing well, you're still hitting a lot of thin shots. So we're going to give you some techniques on, first, how to compress that ball properly. So what I want you to do is get into a mirror, and you're going to make some practice swings in a mirror. And I want you to draw a line right down the center of your head with a dry erase marker. So what you're going to do is make some turns into your backswing, feeling like your head can stay right on that line that you've drawn in the mirror. All right? So as you learn to make a centered backswing, you'll be able to kind of lean into it, transfer your weight forward properly, and compress that ball. And that's going to look like this. Okay. So again, we got to stay centered in that backswing. If we move back at all, the bottom of our swing arc moves back, and we end up hitting the ball in the upswing, and that's when you're getting a lot of thinned and top shots. So if that sounds like you, just work on a nice centered backswing, work on transferring that weight towards the front foot in the downswing so you can get your hands out ahead of the ball, hit down on it properly, without swinging down into the ground. You can lean that handle forward and have some nice compression on your golf ball. So the second reason why I see people, topping the ball, thinning the ball is kind of a lesser known reason. And it's the root cause of why many of you are standing up out of your golf shots. We're not defective, there's nothing wrong with you. And people are wondering, why do I stand up out of the shot? I try so hard to stay down and I just can't do it. Well, here's the main cause of that. If I'm swinging down and my club face is coming down wide open, and I stay down, I'm going to end up hitting a lot of shots where that club face is wide open and I'd block it way right. Right? So subconsciously, intuitively, we know that we want to square that club up to the back of the ball. So guess what happens as we extend our body up? Our arms extend as well, and that club releases. So it actually helps us to square up that club face to stand up out of it. But that's just a band-aid for the real problem. So what I want you to do is learn to swing down with a square face. And here's how we're going to start. First, we're going to really exaggerate. We're going to swing down with a really shut face. I'm going to shut my face 45 degrees, and I'm expecting this to hook. But what this is going to make me do is really stay down in this shot. So again, we know this is probably going to hook, but we're going to hit it anyways. Yeah, and actually, again, subconsciously, intuitively, you realize that's going to hook. So what do? You really stay down in flexion to try to maintain some of those angles and hold that ball in line. And yes, it hooked a bit, but it didn't hook off the planet like you might have thought it would. So we've just shown that a closed face can really help us stay down in the shot. But do you really want to play golf with a 45-degree closed club face? Probably not. So what we're going to do is give you some options on how to close that face down properly. Number one, you can simply take a stronger grip. If you're taking your grip in your left hand or your lead hand is on the side of the club, you have what I would consider a very neutral to weak grip. We want to strengthen that grip by moving the left hand more on top of the club. We want to point this V up towards our trail shoulder. At the very least, all right? For some of you, you might have to do more, all right? But that is the most simple way to close your club face. So I'm going to take what feels like too strong of a grip for me, and I'm going to try to make that same swing. So this should force me to stay down in this shot. Sure. And you know what? I took too strong of a grip and I hit it dead straight because I really stayed down in that one. Right, again, if I extend up with that strong grip, I'm going to close that club face really quickly and I'm going to hit the ball miles left. So a second technique you can use to close this club face is to add what I would call some flexion, or you're twisting the butt of the club here. And you can see how that takes my grip, or that takes my club face, excuse me, and closes it down. All right, this is a bit more advanced of a technique, but you see a lot of the tour guys doing this, and it really helps them get a very square club face and lessen their rotation through impact so that they can stay down in that shot a little bit better. So we're going to try to rotate the club face shut on the way down on this one. Nice. Again, I did really well at keeping that ball on line for how shut I came down with that club face. All right, so I want you to try both of those. Pick what feels best for you, or maybe a combination of the two, and get out there and see how that improves your contact, improves your ability to stay down in the shot. And you're no longer going to want to stand up out of it because you're just going to hook it way left if you keep doing that.